Okay.
I don't know if that will.
Oh,
I can try. I can do
okay. Do you prefer recording to cloud?
Honestly, I have no. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. Let's just get started. So welcome to our last GM of the quarter. Today is going to be our committee and banquet, as you can see with the food. So jumping in. Okay, I just want to give a big shout out to our leadership team of the 2021 to 2022 year. We've all worked really hard in transitioning from a remote setting to in person. So really grateful for everyone here. And on the slideshow, there's also a second page of officers. Yes, very nice. Additionally, I just compiled some photos. Shout out to our board as well. More board photos. Bless you, Ashley. Right, and this year I think we participated in a lot of different events. We got featured on the Daily Bruin, which was awesome. We also got to participate in EAF. I think that's Ashley's beautiful hands holding up our board. So really excited for our new members to participate in the fall quarter with our recruitment efforts as well. Also shout out to PR for the nice flyers there. Okay. Okay, so moving into committees. Last GM education committee put on neurological case studies, which is really, really fun and intriguing. A lot of podcast action also happened, as well as different guest speakers. Dr. Jackowitz, highlight of the year for me. Really loved him. Additionally, moving on to PR. Wow, look at this. The wonderful AIM X-Hand collaboration. That was just really, really, really amazing, as well as the three-part infographic series. Okay, these are just the highlights that I remembered, but they'll get more into it later on in the recap. Additionally, Outreach hosted the Wealthy Resume student workshop. They recently presented at Project Bruin and taught little kids about neuroscience. A very interesting I stopped shaking designs. But yeah, just a great job Outreach team. Also took a cute photo. Okay. Innovation team. Thank you, Daniel, for providing those photos. They recently had a nice social, and here's, I guess, where the magic happens. As you can see, Dr. Fancy and Max's face, and Max didn't. All right. Let's see. Yes, and this is also a big shout out to Crystal, our wonderful social director, who hosted many socials for us, starting from the fall 2021 social, where we did a lot of Squid Game themed activities, as well as this interesting, I don't know what it's called, important figure game, and helping us, order the delicious foods that we have now. So thank you so much, Crystal. All right, I made a lot of slides. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to pass it on to education to do their spring quarter recap.
Yes, I did get it.
Oh, so beautiful.
Hello, everyone. It's my final recap of forever. So exciting times. I'm going to give it over. So we did the Kahoot. Clara, are you in the Zoom still? Can you
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
You want to do it?
Can you hear me? I'm still here.
Okay,
Clara, it says
Hello.
okay, but I don't know if I can hear her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
You have a Spotify?
No, there's a spot isn't open.
Okay, well, it's okay, Clara. We'll just get through
Sorry.
it. So for this quarter, for podcasts, our last episode was episode 9, where we spoke with Judy and Travis from the Parkinson's Community Los Angeles support group about living with Parkinson's disease. It was really cool. Judy, we've also done a podcast with Judy and Travis on their podcast, so they're really cool people. Definitely recommend listening to it. Parkinson's Community Los Angeles is like an amazing community for people with Parkinson's. So if you're interested in learning more, definitely reach out. And then we're currently working on the last episode for the year, and topics will include the brain-gut connection, role of the immune system in neurodegenerative diseases, brain-machine interfaces, and potential treatments for Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and our next squad was Seminars and Research. And this quarter, if you guys were there, we did an interactive case studies presentation. And Z, Ben, Nadia, and Jennifer did an amazing job on that. So we covered topics like multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, and epilepsy. It was a super interactive presentation, and Seminars and Research did a great job on that. I believe we were trying to get a second guest speaker, but that unfortunately didn't happen this quarter, but that was another thing that Seminars and Research was working towards. Yeah, and currently Seminars and Research is working on a newsletter for us to close out the school year. And this will basically contain all of the highlights of the education committee throughout the year. So this is what you can look forward to on our newsletter. So we're really looking forward to that coming out.
We're currently working on a handbook, which is just a collaborative education committee project. And we're hoping to have this book out. We're currently scripting it, but we're hoping to have the book out and sending book out and ready to send to actual neurological clinics in the area. And then we've had a few socials. So we like don't take pictures apparently at any of our socials, but we promise there's a lot of pizza involved. All right, thanks guys.
Okay, hi guys, this is Outreach Committee's recap. So for our goals, we tried to do more community outreach, and we also did a brain awareness week. We did like a collaboration with PR, and they created some really cool graphics on our Instagram. And we tried to do more collaborations with different clubs at UCLA and overall increasing involvement with our club committee members. Oh. Okay.
Moving on, we had a couple of virtual lab tours. We discussed lab types such as wet lab versus cool lab. We learned about techniques involved, such as like Western blot and imaging, and you can see like the definition shown to the side. And I believe events committee was in charge of this, and they did a wonderful job.
Yeah, shout out to Robin and Justin. Yeah. Okay. So we also did a general meeting, and for the topic that curriculum covered, they did mental health. So they just discussed different mental health stigmas and examined anxiety and depression. And we actually sent out a survey to different members to better understand the mental health gaps among college students.
Yeah, and now we're going to be looking into winter quarter. The winter quarter, we had a resume and CV workshop presented by events. We discussed professional applications, as well as provided hand members with some tips.
And this is what curriculum worked on. So they did different ways to get involved in the community. So they just like gave shout outs to different clubs on UCLA campus that people could join. So for more ways to get involved.
Yeah, and then another thing that we worked on, which was pretty cool, was studio lab collaboration. We presented to middle school, high school level students, and we showcased the hand eye-stop shooting device. We hosted a virtual escape room, which was really fun to try students' knowledge about like what we discussed and kind of had them work together. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So next we'll be moving into spring quarter.
Okay, so this is the outreach curriculum booklet, which was in collaboration with both events and curriculum committee. We tried to do like a booklet project. We still haven't printed it yet, but that's a goal for next year.
Yeah, and then another big thing that we had was Project Do It. It actually happened this past Saturday, and we presented to mostly our elementary school students, and they participated in a Shark Tank activity as well as create their own version of the iStop shaking device.
This Saturday, we have a collab with Interaxon. We're still in the making of creating like a trifold, but yeah, more pictures to come and similar presentation about neurodegenerative diseases and neurotech.
Yeah, and then our goals for the next year are more collabs on creating additional community resources and then successful distribution of our outreach booklet. So this is similar to Education's handbook, and we're going to be looking into clinics to distribute this. And we're also going to be teaming up with local clinics to provide more opportunities for our outreach members. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thanks, Go Outreach team.
So now moving on to public relations or marketing and recruitment. And this is our year recap. So just a little overview. we've done 2 recruitment cycles, which led to recruitment of over 60 new members, which is amazing. A lot of graphic design throughout these quarters, fundraising, and last but not least, our hand aim collab, which we're very proud of. So
Yeah, so this year we had 2 recruitment cycles, one in the fall and one in the spring, and we successfully recruited 21 members in fall and 40 new members during spring, which is really amazing. And we also got our new board members in the spring cycle.
yeah, and special shout out to Isabel and Allison for being the new PR M&R directors. From what I've seen so far, they're going to be accomplishing a lot, and they're going to do amazing work for the upcoming year. And so just a little showcase, our feed with all the graphics that we've posted and organized is a lot of work and a lot of time, but we make the Instagram feed look nice. And so moving on for fundraising.
Yes, so we've had 3 total fundraisers this year, 1 cookie one, and then we sold Valentine grams in winter. And actually, we're really excited to announce that we have a pie and cookie fundraiser tomorrow and Friday. So people will be able to stop by on Bruinwalk and pie some hand members and also buy cookies. So thank you everyone who signed up for a shift. And also, if you guys all could come out and repost the flyer on your story, that would be really great.
Yeah, I highly encourage you guys to come out and sign up for a time slot. Get your friends to come pie you, raise money for our club. Like that's one of the most important parts. And you can also enjoy some Diddy Reese cookies too. Yeah, and last but not least, our hand aim collaboration. Tiffany already mentioned it beforehand, but we spent like pretty much half a quarter developing a presentation, developing a curriculum to present to you guys, expanding our knowledge of what the brain is capable of. And so this was an amazing collab with AIM, and we hope to do more collabs expanding knowledge of the brain in the future. And so here's a little image as seen before. And last but not least, I just want to say thank you very much to the PR team and all the amazing work that you guys have done this past year. I literally couldn't have done this without you guys. You guys have put in so much work, so much of your time, and thank you, really.
You guys can. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Daniel and Alex unfortunately couldn't be here, but so yeah. So this is just the goals for the 2 teams. Do you want me to just do an overview?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So for data analysis, the team wanted to output data from an accelerometer in 3 different directions, and basically isolate each direction, store the data, and then have the standard comparison for future measurements. And then for data output, creating a custom gyroscope that would produce some type of force in one direction. So there were some challenges, but it ended up being okay. For data analysis, setting up a Raspberry Pi without a desktop monitor and reliable Wi-Fi connection, and just in general becoming familiar with all the materials that we bought from last year. And then for data output, we actually ended up getting brushless motors when we were kind of deciding what materials we needed to get for last year, but they actually need non-brushless motors, and then just some general supply chain and material problems.
And so for the data analysis achievements, for the Raspberry Pi, we pretty much tediously got it to work utilizing a hotspot and utilizing a desktop Raspberry Pi interface. And then from that, we decided to kind of take a few steps back and go towards a little more simpler route. And so we utilize Arduino just to set our foundation, our knowledge foundation for working with code. And so for Arduino, as you can see, we set up a stable connection, got to solder the wires to the accelerometer, and connect it to the Arduino board. And we've written a lot of code for actually tracking data. And now our next step is to store all that data into a text file or some type of location to be used for future use, such as establishing baseline threshold levels, or determining what tremor data would look like. And so the data analysis process, clear and open communication. We definitely improved communication within the directors and the team with previous quarters, met up and just kind of talked about what needs really to be improved on. And it was very helpful. And for teamwork and collaboration, it's been really nice getting to work in person with the innovation team. Generally, it's in small groups, but we've been making a lot of progress for this quarter. And we've also had a social, I believe. Oh, we'll play this. So Daniel, yep, that's collecting the data, which was really exciting. And yeah, as you saw when Tiffany announced, we had our social a few weeks ago, and that was really great at Northern Cafe.
Hey guys, so on the data output side of things, what we did was we finalized what the motors we were using. So mainly it was what we had done in the fall quarter and winter, is that we were just basically trying to source all information and all our materials that we needed. So now basically what we're doing is this quarter, we just basically source all our supplementary equipment that we need to run our motors and to successfully code all the information that we do need so that we can run motors through it was just proprietary software. And alongside that, what we tried to do is we tried to kind of help our members be ready for the future. So that's kind of just going over 3D modeling through Fusion 360. And hopefully, especially I think this week, we hope to go over soldering. So that'll just help our members in the future when we really start to integrate hardware into our main design process. Yeah, that was basically our achievements. And our data output process has been a bit choppy in the sense that there's been a lot of trial and error because, like it was mentioned before, first we had to acquire a lot of hardware, and then we found out that it's not really compatible with something, so then you have to reorder things, and now we're basically at the point where we think we're ready that we can put together all the hardware together, and yeah, so that should hopefully it's smooth sailing from there. And on another side, we also focus on flexibility and collaboration because on our team especially, there's been a lot of scheduling constraints. So I know we meet every Thursday at 9 p.m. at night, so it's a bit later for a lot of people, but with the member team that we have right now, that's the best time that worked out. And so far it's been going well, but again, as we progress in the future, things are always up to change. And that's about it. Thank you.
Now I believe it's time for our very first annual senior send-offs. Okay, who was here when Ellen was here? Do you know where
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, okay. Good. We need to go into here real quick.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll like call people.
Okay.
And then Sasha, you guys can. Okay. Everything's fine back here. Okay, so jumping into senior send-offs, I just want to say, I don't know what I'm gonna say. Let's just move into people. Can't process this yet. Okay, first we have almost RT. I misspelled your last name. But first I like to. I was doing RT and then Jane, and then y'all are just hybrid. I would change that afterwards. So RT, please come up. Stand and so this is RT. If you don't know, she is our IVP, currently majoring in neuroscience. Wow. Post-grad plans include going to med school at New York Medical College. Yeah. Okay. So Dr. Jane, you're gonna come back and speak to us, right? And her favorite hand memory is socials with the education committee. Too bad there's no photos. but I know they're having socials. And I just want to give a heartfelt thank you to RT, who, I mean, we ran so many general meetings, hosted so many guest speakers. You know, meetings, some of them might seem, you know, pretty smooth sailing, but underneath it's a lot of like texting back and forth. I know you've put in a lot of hard work in really making education into what it's now with all the podcasts going on in collaboration. So thank you, RT. Don't leave us. But thank you so much. And I'll let Sasha, being your
We do have a gift for you.
successor,
All right.
pass on the torch. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're actually done. We try to like keep everything like inconspicuous. It's like a 3-part gift. It's a 3-part, 3 separate parts. We couldn't get like one bag to put everything. Oh, this is so wait.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh my God, oh, guys. Put them to backdrop. Let me move. Zoom. No, no. Yay. Okay, stay up here. Thank you. Just enjoy the spotlight here. Okay, but moving on, we have the actual Jane. If you'd like to come on up, please. Y'all graphics are amazing, by the way. Okay, this is Jane. If you don't know already, she is our lovely IT director. Her post-grad plans include also being in New York, but attending med school at Stony Brook. So, what can I say? Hand, just, you know, the pipeline. Yeah. Favorite hand memory, going to an IT dinner / social and just getting to meet everyone in person after the year of that is okay, and I love this quote. I love hand so much, thank you, and everyone in it going to miss everyone. I can't wait to see what direction the club makes and what all the members accomplish. Thank you, Jane. Yes, clap. Now, Jane and I go way back, okay? So last year, you know, when we first founded the club, there was the innovation team, and we were all 100% online. So every Sunday, or even every Friday, Saturday, Jane and Shripad, who was another IT officer at the time, you know, they would meet together, create the wonderful like workshop series, the curriculum for IT, and just overall, you know, really contributed so much to the vision we have now. Now that we're online, in person and working at the makerspace, but you know, she really led the research aspect, the communication aspect, and overall team camaraderie. So I love you, Jane. You're amazing. Thank you. Yes. Oh, wow. Also, shout out to Ellen for getting all of the materials. Okay. Thank you, Dan. You guys can, yes, the beautiful seniors. All right, moving on. Ooh, I wonder who it is. Oh. Yes, and then that's the end of the presentation. Okay. Shout out to Max for taking our board photos. Okay, so moving on, we have the lovely Crystal. If you'd like to come up, please. Crystal, I had to stalk you on Slack to get your photo. I'm just kidding. But Crystal, if you didn't, okay. Crystal is our social director. She really, you know, honestly, you hosted the very first in-person social for hand. And I was just blown away. You know, this woman provided me, yeah, but she provided me a full-on PowerPoint of the different types of socials she wanted to plan, the different types of retreats, like in a agenda set PowerPoint. And I was like, wow, you're really just setting the bar here for social director. And you know, I know you put in so much effort in making those like cookies for us. Shout out to your roommates for helping you. And overall, just being so creative with the socials. I think that's one thing I really, really appreciate is that you put in not only time, but a lot of creative thought into bringing each idea to life. So thank you so much, Crystal. Oh, yes, and moving on, her post-grad plans include applying to med school. And her favorite hand memory is meeting everyone in person at our first social. Additionally, she wants to thank us for such a wonderful experience, truly grateful for all the wonderful connections she's made here, and wishing the next gen members best of luck. Hope to see I Stop Shaking on the market one day soon. You know it. All right. Thank you, and yay. We good? Got the beautiful photos. Okay. Okay, moving on, we have Shavia. Okay, Shavia can't be here today, but she's still continuing on with hand. However, she is serving as her shadowing director for this year. Post-grad plans include taking a gap year and then applying to med school. Her favorite hand memory is presenting to middle and high school students in the early days of hand outreach committee. She's so exciting to see younger students interested in the same things that we are and so engaged in learning. Additionally, her comment says, love hand and all that I've been able to experience and the people I've been able to meet by being part of it. So even though she can't be here, I'm gonna just give a yes, okay. Oh, okay, sorry, I clicked too quickly. But here we have Lauren, sir.
Yeah.
Would you like to come up, please? Thank you.
And I will be speaking on Lauren. So I had the pleasure of working with Lauren for the past 2 years. He's a beloved member of Education Committee and Podcast Squad for the past 2 years. And I can say this like with certainty that like Podcast Squad definitely wouldn't be where it is today and Education Committee overall without Lauren. Like he's just such a positive, like amazing presence. Like he's just one of those people who just gives you like good vibes. And I just very much remember like sitting in like podcast meetings and like all of us would be going crazy. And like Lauren would be like one of the people who were like, I distinctly remember like muted and just like laughing in the background. And I'd be like, oh man, like I would always feel like you'd never feel judged around Lauren. Like he's like, just like such a comfortable presence to be around. So I'm gonna definitely miss Lauren a lot. And I'm so like excited to see where you go. Chocolate, oh, these look delicious. Gotta use the last one. These are so well hidden.
Right. Oh, I feel so sad. Okay, but this is so cliche, but I like this Dr. Seuss quote. So, you're off to great places. Today's your day. Your mountain is waiting. So, not yet, but get on. And that subtle hand, placement over there, our logo. It's been on every slide, by the way. But yeah, just yeah. Oh, Sasha wants me to read Lauren's quote. Yes. So his favorite Zoom. Oh yes, you didn't introduce. Okay, this is what happens when I pass it on. I'm just kidding. Yeah, here, I'm gonna read it. Okay. So his major is.
Oh yeah, so Lauren's an MIOG major and he was in Podcast Squad. And his post-grad plans are to do a 2-year post-bac at the NIH. And he's planning to go to grad school for immunology or a similar field. And Lauren's favorite hand memory is Zoom meetings for the Podcast Squad. Zoom meetings for the Podcast Squad last year were always entertaining. I also like the socials and I enjoyed being able to interact with fellow club members outside of meetings.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. now, I just wanted to say, you know, you guys are really the first cohort of HAN graduates we have. We started the club, what, July of 2020, but I don't think we really got any seniors who applied. So, you know, y'all just really making us proud here and setting the bar for us incoming seniors. Yes, but yeah, just thank you so much for your hard work. And you're really, you know, part of the founding team here at UCLA. So I hope, you know, we stay in touch and that y'all can come back for like an alumni panel or be a guest speaker or be part of our mentorship program. Lots of things we can do. Yeah, that being said, I think we can get some photos and then get people their food who have been waiting patiently. But yeah, I think that's a wrap on our recap and our banquet. And Ashley, the wonderful photographer, is taking photos. But yeah, we'll get the food set up and I think everyone can come and line up. But thank you for listening. And hi everyone on Zoom. I think you're free to go unless you want to hang around and talk. But thank you so much for a great year. And take care. We'll see you in the fall.
Thank you guys.